What is going on, everybody? I'm Rob Westerman of GBP Daily, and welcome to Rob's Table Talk. I am here to chat with you guys every single day, Monday through Friday. And yes, even after a loss, which was pretty ugly, I'm still pumped up, talk some football with you guys. So let's get to it. Some quick hitters here before I let you guys in the chat take over. As all of you know, the Packers lost yesterday to the Vikings 23-7. Aaron Jones only got 8 total touches during the course of that game, which is just mind-boggling. The offensive line looked, downright bad. Couldn't hold up, and when they did, nobody could get open. That led to a few sacks, a sack fumble, Rodgers' interception right before the half. Quay Walker went down with a shoulder injury. We do not yet know the extent of that, so something we'll definitely keep an eye on. Chris Barnes, backup linebacker to Quay, came in, also went out with a lower leg injury, got put in an air cast immediately and was taken off the field by the cart. At first, it didn't look good. Players went over to show some love before he left, but ultimately the news just came out that it is a high ankle sprain and calf injury. They said he will miss some time, but is expected to be back in a few weeks. So overall, good news as far as Chris's injury. Holy, this one was tough. Christian Watson had a huge drop on the first play of the game that would have easily been a 75-yard touchdown. Just tough. And one of those things that it just, of course it happens. That's all I got to say about that. Romeo Doubs had a decent day, 4 catches, 37 yards. First drive, though, him and Rodgers had some miscommunication on third down, and that led to a punt. So you got to get that stuff cleaned up. Jair Alexander was not covering Justin Jefferson for the majority of the game. And we all know JJ had a monster game. He had 9 catches, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, the Vikings' only touchdowns. Defense couldn't put it together with Jefferson. They had Preston Smith in coverage for him, Quay Walker in coverage on him. That led to a touchdown. Darnell Savage, the list goes on, Adrian Amos. Unfortunately, Jair did not get his shot to lock him down like he said he wanted to all week. Coach had other plans, which is just odd. Overall, the defense gave up only 6 second-half points, and the special teams honestly didn't look awful, which is one of the few positive points to take away from the game yesterday. All right, folks, chat has been cooking up. Let's see what's popping. Peter, soft zone coverage all game. Joe, yeah, you're telling me, my man. That was tough. And that first drive of the game, they went down, carved us up. It was too easy. And then on 4th and 1, they opt to go for it, which is the 100% right move. I was praying they kick the field goal because I'm sitting there thinking, well, they're probably going to get it if they go for it. So, Margaret over on Instagram, what happened? Yeah, you and Donald Driver had the same thoughts. Last night he tweeted something like, what the heck happened today? And yeah, excuse me. Unfortunately, as I tweeted myself yesterday, just wasn't surprised. I feel like we play the first game of the year the same way we do the last game of the year. And that's been the case the last, couple seasons. So it is what it is, Margaret, we're going to get through it, though. Don't worry about it. Oh, Gaines, sad Monday. I know. But it is Bears week. And we're going to whoop that butt on Sunday Night Football, baby. The Bad Nurse trying to decide which jersey to replace my Adams jersey. Who would you recommend? Well, you can never go wrong with the old guys. Leroy Butler, Reggie White, Bart Starr, Ray Nitschke, any of the legends, Charles Woodson. But if you're looking for a current player, Jair just got signed. He'll be with us for a while. He's already obviously a stud. I'm rocking an Aaron Jones salute to service jersey. Got a couple years ago. We'll see if he's on the team after this year as far as his contract stuff goes. But yeah, go with Jair. Go with I don't know. If you're into the rookies, Quay Walker, Christian Watson. Anyways, Mark, them young A-word wideouts, like what the F? They need to catch the effing ball. Mark, hey, I completely agree with you, buddy. Christian Watson, first play of the game. And that's kind of how the game went, right? After that drop, you're just like, oof, really? And then, yeah, it just kind of snowballed from that point on. Couldn't get anything going on offense. It's tough. It's tough. It is tough. Sam, go Pack Go from Spain. Sam, go Pack Go, my guy. Thanks for hopping on. We've got Tim over on Facebook. Put love in. They did put love in. The end of the game. They put him in, Tim. They put him in, Tim. Tony, bad drop, great route. The route was beautiful. It was gorgeous. A little shimmy. Got Patrick Peterson all shook up, and he was flying down the field wide open. All he had to do was catch the ball. But hey, we've had our fair share of receivers have their drop issues early on, and it turned out okay for the most part for Devontae Adams and Jordy Nelson, right? James Jones, to name a few. Mason, thank the Lord on the Barnes news. I really liked him for our depth. I completely agree. Yeah, I love Chris Barnes. He's a great linebacker 3. He's a not bad at linebacker 2. So yeah, completely agree. Only out a few weeks. He's going to bounce back. Gaines says, yes, sir. I believe it. And he played more snaps than Romeo yesterday in the game, and without playing any preseason. So they've got some big plans for Christian Watson. So I'm excited. Blake, let it be a lesson. Put Ja on their best receiver. Blake, you said it best. I was just mind-boggled yesterday. I know they play zone. I know they do a lot of that. But, man, you're getting carved up by Justin Jefferson. Throw Jair on it. And, things probably would have went a little bit differently. But they did not. They put Preston Smith on him, though, early. Not sure what that's all about. I thought we already did that whole Preston Smith and coverage experiment with Mike Pettin. But I don't know. Pack Princess, hey, y'all, I'm back. Did you miss me? It's been a while. Where were you all last week? I've been sitting here chatting with the fans, just like you guys. I'm a fan. Wondering where Pack Princess is at. I'm like, well, I guess she doesn't want to watch anymore. I get it. Doesn't want to chat football. I don't know why. Just messing with you. All Packers. Roger said it wasn't a miscommunication. It was a throwaway. Yeah. I guess I didn't see the presser last night. I was a little busy with the 1-year-old. She's sick. She's throwing up, doing all that stuff. On the field, though, it looked like a miscommunication. Romeo went the other way. He threw it one way, and he didn't look happy walking off the field. So we shall see. Why wasn't Jair on JJ every snap? That's a great question. Pack Princess, how many first game of the season losses do we need before we tell AR he isn't too important to play in the preseason? Well, the Vikings didn't play any of their starters in the preseason either, and they were just fine. But after the last 2 years have gone for the Packers, not playing in the preseason, and then coming out week 1, not looking good. Things may change in the future. We'll wait next year to see if the defending Super Bowl champions play their guys in preseason or not. CC, have you heard anything about Quay Walker? Is it a serious injury? I have not, unfortunately. Yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious. That'd be tough. Linebacker 2 and 3 going down for an extended period of time. We shall see. Hopefully good news, though. Ethan, when is Bakhtiari going to be back? And Jenkins? Well, Bakhtiari is reportedly already out for next week. Reporters said they're going to play the long game as far as his recovery, and said Elton Jenkins could be in that same situation as far as playing the long game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're both not out there next week. In fact, I would bet that they both are not out there next week, which stinks. So, my guy MP, what's going on, my man Mitch, my brother? Biggest concern going into Bears week. Well, the biggest concern for me is definitely the offensive line. They played terrible. Zach Tom came in after JRJ got the concussion, or at least he went out with what seemed to be a concussion, never came back in. But once Zach Tom came in, they started running it well. Had a little more time back there. But Raj, ultimately, I mean, he's sitting back there and he had a little bit of time every once in a while, but nobody was getting open. And his famous, Aaron Rodgers throws the ball away too much. He didn't do that last night or yesterday afternoon, I should say. And yeah, it led to a sack fumble, led to him running around trying to do off script plays. None of the guys are flowing towards the ball. And ultimately, with all that, Sammy Watkins, didn't really get targeted too much. I didn't hear much of his name called, and that's concerning because you brought him in, and you'd think he's probably wide receiver 2 behind Lazard, and Lazard didn't play. Sammy Watkins didn't do anything. But Mitchell, my biggest concern going in Bears week, definitely the offensive line. Behind that, man, I dare say coaching, because Aaron Nagler has been saying it all day yesterday and somewhat today. These teams under LaFleur, when they get punched in the mouth, they shrivel up. They don't ever respond. Whenever they fall behind, it seems like, there's no fight, there's no energy. I think it starts with coaching, starts with your leaders in the locker room. Get these guys fired up. It's a division game on the road with heavy implications as far as the playoff goes, clearly as far as the NFC North goes. And yeah, that's concerning, the energy. O-line. Outside of that, though, defense I didn't think played as bad as what it showed, or as how I felt yesterday during the game. Special teams, surprisingly not a concern after yesterday, mainly because, we didn't make them punt a whole lot. We weren't on the field for field goals, so we didn't really get to see that operation. But Mason Crosby nailed that extra point. Blocking looked pretty good. The snap and hold looked good. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with O-line if I had to pick one. Thanks for the question, Mitch. Love you, brother. Noseville, we'll be fine. The whole world was watching us to see us fall on our face anyway without 17. Yeah, they sure were, and they sure soaked it up. Devontae had more receiving yards than all of our receivers combined, and he also caught the L over with the Raiders. Excuse me. So, tough day over in Las Vegas. It's Aaron. O-line is a huge concern. It is because mainly David and Elton aren't going to be coming back anytime soon, it seems like. At least not next week. And I don't know, 2 weeks in Tampa? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, though. What do we got? Remember last year we lost spectacularly to the Saints, and we had a 13-4 season. They had a 9-8. Sure, having Lazard back will help, and Bakhtiari and Elton. We got to beat those Bears on national television. That's right, green and gold shirt. we have to win next week against the Bears. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you start off 0-2 and then you're going down to face the Buccaneers, who are the NFC title favorites, you got to beat the Bears. And if you don't, wow, that I don't even want to think about that, because that would be bad. That would be not good. UC Gaines, Preston Smith covering Jefferson. Well, he tried. He lined up out there in the slot trying to guard him. It did not end up well, as you can imagine. Oh, man. What do we got? Tyler Lennon. Jordy Nelson jersey is a good jersey to get. I agree. Jordy, Driver, any of those guys. One missed catch, one goal line staying away from a different game. And that's what I said earlier, too. I completely agree. One missed catch from Christian. Can you imagine starting your NFL career with a 75-yard bomb on the first play of the game? That almost was a legendary start to his career, which just makes me even more sad about it, because he was wide open, ball in his hands, and just couldn't bring it in. It hurts. The goal line stand, too. Rodgers was talking about it. He sits back there in shotgun, hands the ball off to A.J. Dillon. It gets stuffed. Well, he said he should have pulled it away and ran in because that edge defender crashed in hard. He would have walked in. Little things like that. And it's a whole different game. So, Michael, Rogers likes to put the blame on others, but he didn't look good either, to be honest. Well, Michael, I have to disagree because if you did listen to his press conference after the game, which I caught a little bit of it, but like I said, 1-year-old sick, throwing up, had our hands full yesterday and still today. He put some of the blame on himself. Said there are plays to be made, and myself included, is what he said. So, and he does that a lot after every game where, offense doesn't play poorly. He shoulders a lot of the blame, and most people don't, that doesn't make headlines. So people who don't watch the presser don't get it, don't see it. But yeah, he takes the blame more often than not. Tyler, I thought Quay looked good. He was flying around out there, it seemed like. I completely agree. Yeah, he had 7 tackles in the first quarter, first half, one of the two. And yeah, he looked fast. He looks big out there too. It's great to see. Hopefully the shoulder injury isn't too serious. Haven't heard any news on it, but we shall wait and see. Cam, my guy, is back. Thank you for hopping on again. That one hurt. Hopefully they crush Chicago by 40. Cam, well, I hate to break it to you. They got to score 40 points to beat them by 40, which at this rate, I'm not sure if they can do it. As far as the offense. Now, can the defense score 7? Can the defense score 14? Special teams won't, but hey, you never know. We'll see, though. I hope they beat Chicago handedly because if they don't, we are in some trouble. That's it. Watson looks good. He cooked Peterson out there and made it look easy. He did. It was nice and fluid. He's fast. He's gonna have a lot of touches, I think, moving forward. He played a lot yesterday, more than Romeo, like I said earlier. So rough game, but we will bounce back. Yes, we do. And no better team to bounce back against than the Chicago Bears at home, primetime, Sunday night football. Come on now. I don't know if I'm out of line for this, but am I stupid for thinking T.Y. Hilton? Mitch, I think everything's on the table at this point. Julio Jones looked good last night. We didn't get him, but yeah, you're not dumb for thinking that. So AMC amazing. Anything on Barnes? Said it earlier, but he'll be out a couple weeks. High ankle sprain, excuse me, and a little calf injury. So thankfully, nothing too crazy serious. What else we got? Lorenzo over on Facebook, my guy. What up, Rob? Rough game, but we absolutely will bounce back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, my brother. In handedly fashion. Hopefully we're going to smoke them. Adams had more yards than the Packers. He did, yeah, but he caught the L too. So tough day all around for Packers and former Packer Devontae Adams. Supreme, we were way too vanilla. Yeah, as far as the game plan goes and just the effort. Just the effort looked bad, which is sad to see. Opening day against the Vikings, you hope to be fired up, but no, I guess not. Za'Darius was fired up yesterday. Where was he at week 1 last year, firing up our team? I don't get it. It's like a culture. It's like a culture thing. I don't know. What else we got? Brandon, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for hopping in the chat. I appreciate it. Jackson, word about the offense? Well, as a good friend of mine says, I only worry about my kids. And in my situation, my kid. But the offense definitely didn't play well yesterday. And should they have played better? Maybe. Should guys have made more catches? Christian Watson, yeah. Should guys be on the same page as Rodgers? Yeah. Should Rodgers play better? Definitely. Should the offensive line block somebody? Definitely. It's tough. You got to hand the ball off more. You got to give the ball to Aaron Jones. He had 8 touches. You don't pay somebody $48 million to give them 8 touches in the game. I've been on the train that since Devontae's been gone that I thought Aaron Jones was going to get those touches, but no, he got less touches than what he did with Devontae. I don't know why. So Green and gold, sure, as much as we all love to rip on the Bears, they did beat the 49ers yesterday. They did. I was really rooting for the Niners, but yeah, they beat them in that rainstorm. Trey Lance did not look good. Bears defense looked pretty solid. Justin Fields looked terrible early on, but they put it together and they got the win. So something we didn't get. And also, Equinemius St. Brown got a touchdown pass. That's more than all of our receivers combined. Oh, week 1, baby. NFL's back. Oh, man. Brett, where was the vicious defense the players were all boasting about? I mean, if one receiver is burning you and in the wide open, don't you think you should press him at the line a few times? Sheesh. Yeah, and see, that's what I mean. Get physical. Play some man. Get out of zone. This team wrecks zone. That's what their offense does. Gets the guys a ball in space and lets them do their thing. Yesterday, we just let them do their thing. Get up on him. Press him. At least touch him before he, runs a 10-yard out. I don't get it, Brett. Thank you for the comment. I completely agree with you there. CW, I thought our defense was top 5. Giving up close to 400 yards was gross. Yeah, and half of it was to one guy. It's tough to see. They gave up 395 yards yesterday. Tough to see. Brandon, how much are you going to overreact? Not too much. I mean, we all saw what happened last year. Completely different year, different team, but we got smoked last year. At least it wasn't 38-3. We still, had a chance to make it a game late, in the fourth quarter. But the offense chose to go 3 and out. The offense chose to not block. So we lost. Oh, well, right? John Tracy, Jonah Jones will get way more touches moving forward. I'm happy LaFleur said Jones with 8 touches to end the game can't happen. That's what McCarthy used to do with Jones, and he got fired. That is right. I was happy to see Coach acknowledge that. Giving Aaron Jones 8 touches is not good. Not a recipe for success. Now, if you're giving a bunch of other touches to A.J. Dillon, fine. But neither of those guys got a bunch of touches. So, John, Gary and Preston needed to get more pressure. I didn't see many blitz packages either. And see, that's the thing is so many guys were so close to getting sacked, but Kirk just stood back there and dropped the ball off to his wide open receiver. So they didn't have a whole lot to work with. By the time they got to him, the ball was already gone. So, yeah, our back end didn't do their job yesterday. So, Bo over on Instagram as well. Lazard changes the offense when he's back. Fingers crossed. My fingers are crossed too, brother, because what we saw yesterday, not bad. Or not good, excuse me. All right, folks. One last one here. What do you say to all the buffoons saying the Vikings will win the division? Well, they're working off of yesterday, so it's hard to say the Packers are going to win the division off of yesterday's performance, but come on now. We're going to put it together. I'm not too crazy concerned, but gotta play. You got to come out next week fired up at home against another division rival. You got to win that game. You're 0-2 going to Tampa Bay. Good luck, man. But let's put some positive vibes in the air here. Let's go. Bears week. Come on now. Let's get a double on Sunday Night Football. Prime time. Justin Fields in the house. Will he throw another pick 6 to Rasul Douglas? Probably. But we'll see. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Rob's Table Talk, first one of the week in the books. We're in like week 7 or 8 of this thing. Love doing it. Always a blessing to talk with you guys once again. I'll be going live every single day, Monday through Friday, just to talk it up with you guys. So if it's something you enjoy doing as well, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter at RobWesterman3 or at GP Daily. Shoot me a message or tweet. I'm always down to chat Packers anytime, any day. Thanks again for joining, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you.